Well, hello. Um, well, you've been keeping up recently. You'd know that this is one of my newest Escorts. It's a 1986 Wagon. Now these are the facelift cars. They're the ones that have the smoothed over front end. This one lacks. Someone's removed it on this one. Otherwise, I'd show you. But it turns out they're a little different in the back too. I'll show you here. This is the tail light for a 1984-1985 Lynx. And as it turns out, I thought, well, you know, they're the same shape as the 86 to 87, 88 cars. Well, they are the same shape on the outside, but they don't mount up. And why is that? Well, it's these bolts. These bolts don't really line up with these. Now you can mount an early taillight or a later taillight on an early car. You can interchange these, but what you have to do is drill a couple holes in this critter. Because if I set this here, you can see that these two bolts do line up in those two holes. This gasket lines up with that access hole. And over here, these two bolts don't line up with anything. So you need to drill two holes there. And over here, you can see that this headlight, this taillight bulb, it barely lines up with that hole. So you might have to cut the hole a little larger, the access hole. That top bolt hole is not used, and these last outer two bolt holes are not used because you have to drill two more holes to mount these two guys. And then the sucky part is that hole overhangs this gasket, so you might be getting weather in there unless you choose to fill up this last a little bit here. But otherwise, if it weren't for that, this would just go bloop, straight on in. So yeah, it's a bummer. It's not a direct drop in. You think it would be, but well, guess not. Something I should say though is this will stick out a tad bit more than the correct one. They make this top and bottom stick out a little further. You could Dremel this down if you really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that with this. What I'm going to do instead is clean this one up, find it a really happy home, because its only issue is this little chunk here missing on the bottom, which isn't a big deal. Otherwise, it's quite nice if I were to clean it. So we'll do that, but that's something for you to keep in mind. Just know that your 81 to 85 tail light is not a direct swap with the 86 to 87 tail light. And then I believe it's 88 on up. Any of the Escorts with the molded back bumper will not be a direct swap with this. Should also mention that the EXP and LN7 taillights are not compatible with these, nor are they interchangeable. Same with Mustang taillights. They're not interchangeable with these, nor compatible. But I'll write a chart out in the description of what can fit what, just so you know. I do have some EXP taillights hanging around, so I'll grab those sometime before this goes, and I'll show you what the big difference is between this and the EXP one. So keep an eye out for that soon.